Hello and welcome back to the first episode of LIsburn Distillery TV for season 2018-19. I'm Colin Hopkins.
And I'm McDonald, and what a fantastic start we have in store for you on our first episode of the new campaign as our feature game sees the Whites travel to take on our neighbours Queens in the first round of the McClean League Cup.
With both sides having done so well in the Premier Intermediate League last season, this was a cup draw that both sides could have done without. However, it also promised to be an absolute cracker of a game of football, and this is exactly what we got.
So light the blue touch paper, stand well back, and watch this game explode into life.
Here's the highlights. Well, Michael, that was a crazy, mad start to the season.
It was a lot more difficult than it had to be. From being 4-0 up.
And cruising.
Yeah, it should have been 6, should have been more. To being 4-2 in the 63rd minute after 2 quick Ryan McCready goals. A player that always gives us difficulty.
Good player.
He is great in the air. Give Jonas so many difficulties. He's got that height advantage and that strength. Top player for Queens and one of our worst enemies, if you will. But by that time, 63 minutes in, that's when fatigue starts setting in, and that's when almost winning in such humiliating fashion to possibly losing in humiliating fashion, that's when the adrenaline dump kicks in, that's when everything fades, and that's where you need to make a substitution. But we played a first strong 11, even with the 2 new guys. First strong 11 and an inexperienced bench. A lot of notable absentees like Hislop and Connor, missing. Very rare. Maybe a league game would be more competitive, maybe not. It's early days to see that, but there was a lot of positives that they also take from the game.
Credit to the guys as well. I mean, I think they scored their third 70 odd minutes or so. But
74th minute.
To actually see it out from that point,
I'm sure
the panic was set in,
You can't say we didn't bottle it in some way, but I would say more or less survived. Again, a lot of positives, a lot of negatives, but this is the type of games you learn from, you grow from. One statistic I will take from this is every shot we had, 70% of it was either converted or on target.
Very positive, that. Yeah.
Where last year we lost games and we drew games like Dundela away and DC away because of failure to convert, nerves kick in, all that. But it just happens. New boy Francis Dugan, however, fantastic goal on his debut, and showing the blistering pace, no doubt, in the dying embers of the game. He will pay dividends. And
very special goal also for Matthew Ferguson on the I hear you're saying possible goal of the season.
Goal of the season in 30-something seconds, 35 seconds. I had a timed that. If he was Messi, he'd be a genius, but it was fantastic.
Overall, we got there in the end at 4-3. A lot tied them up with 4-0 up, but delighted to get a win to start the season.
A win's a win.
A win's a win is 100% right. Well, after the game, Michael caught up with skipper on the day, Aaron Harris, and here's what Aaron had to say about the game.
Aaron, that game was a lot more complicated than it had to be. Coming from 4-0 up to finishing the game 4-3 after a wonderful start 30 seconds in. What happened out there?
Well, we've come out of the blocks very, very quickly. Matthew scored obviously a wonderful goal with his first touch. We've then sort of steamrolled him a wee bit and went down 3-0 half time and very, very comfortable. Second half, the game was started very, very well. We've got an early goal, we've went 4-0 up. And then we've just took the foot off the gas a wee bit and give them a wee bit of belief.
And of course the new boy scored the 4th goal. What did you make of his performance today?
Very, very good. Even for his goal, he's very composed. He's got himself in there. He's put himself about, and he's doing what he's supposed to do as an attacking player. He's put the ball in the net. And even when we've sort of fell away a wee bit and took the foot off the gas, he's then had to go on and put a shift in like everybody else, and he done that. He showed that side of his game as well.
Of course, next week is the Steels and Sons Cup against Crumlin United. What are our goals for that one?
Our goals is, again, like it was today, to get in the next round. Crumlin United might be a bit different. No disrespect to them, because we played them last season as well, and the run is very, very close. But we'll be looking to win the game. They'll be very, very up for it, I would say.
And of course, with another cup game, how can we improve so we don't concede 3 in a row again this time?
Well, at this minute in time, it's all about getting minutes in the bank. A lot of players have got 90 minutes out of the day. We'll be going again next week to try and get as much minutes in the bank as possible, leading into the league campaign the week after. If we have a quick look now at the rest of the scores from the League Cup on Saturday, we can see there were also wins for Knockbreda, Lurgan Celtic and PSNI, who will join the Whites in the draw for the second round when the rest of the teams from the Championship and Premiership enter the competition.
Next up for LIsburn Distillery sees a change of competition as we mark our entrance in the Steel and Suds Cup competition for 2018.
Our opening game in the competition this Saturday sees the Whites take on Crumlin United at home. With the junior side pushing us hard in the Intermediate Cup last season, This game promises to be a testing encounter for the Whites. Again, this fixture takes place here at the New Grosvenor this Saturday the 11th of August, and supporters should note that this game is a kick-off of an earlier time of 2:30.
So that brings us to the end of the first episode of LIsburn Distillery TV for this season. So on behalf of Michael and myself, thank you so much for watching today's show and also for your interest in LIsburn Distillery Football Club.
Until next time, come on you Whites.